Good evening and welcome to Tinkering with Edkelar. For this episode, I have a bit of a repair from an older project. This little camera here is an Altix. A bit of research shows that this is a Model 5 from about the mid-1950s. It is about the smallest size you can make a 35mm film camera. This one came with a stock size 50mm lens. It should support different lenses, but I have not been able to find any alternatives yet. Now, what is the problem? When I originally got it, the shutter was stuck. Turned out that one of the blades was a bit chewed up, so I pounded it flat again, and it worked. I also put in a bit of oil for the slower moving parts and had quite a bit of fun with it. During my 22 vacation, however, it wouldn't work proper at all. The shutter was way too slow. Even the fastest setting was about 1 to 2 seconds. Time for a repair. Let's dig into it and see where the holdup is. Okay, that is not good. It seems that some of the oil I used around the shutter made its way in between the shutter blades. This causes way too much drag for the fast movements. Removing the blades and giving them and the case a good wipe with IPA. What was the issue with the oil? I think that the heat inside my car might have caused a few drops of oil to run and land on the blades somewhere. Once one of them sees a drop of oil, it will spread because these are rubbing against each other. assembling the shutter and camera again. Slightly fiddly because the blades are held together by the outer case only. Adding the front cover with the shutter is also not as easy as it would seem, because the shutter has protruding elements. Some need to go into the case, some need to remain outside. And it works. Vacation time! I took the camera out for a spin again in 2023, just to find out that the shutter would get stuck again with every other shot or so. So, back from vacation with some very suboptimal pictures to show for it, I have to take apart that thing again. Well, that's the problem. The shutter blades are held and actuated by pins on the shutter body, so the blade itself is just stamped with the appropriate holes. And these holes are egged out again in one of the blades, which also has a bit of wear on the outer edge. I tried to find replacement online, but couldn't locate anything about the shutter, much less spare parts. And after thinking over my options, I started by scanning the broken blade. This nice flat 1:1 picture was a good template for use in Inkscape. I made an outline and included the holes, again, to the best of my measuring capabilities. Inkscape does come with a G-code exporter these days, which is good, but that doesn't take into account the diameter of the milling bit, which is bad. Normally, with CNC, CAD and CAM, you can tell the processing step that you need this final dimension, and it will move the selected tool along with an appropriate offset. Inkscape doesn't do that. It apparently is intended for engravings only, where the tool path is centered smack on the path. Again, many sleepless nights later, I found BCNC, a free Linux-based CAM utility. It has a bit of a learning curve, but I wrestled it into submission and made a working G-code file for my tiny engraving mill. after cutting a test piece from plastic just to confirm the size accuracy and machine movements, I went for the real thing. The blade is about 0.04 millimeters thick, which is about 1/1000th of an inch. I found some suitable stainless material, used double-sided tape to hold it down, and then a piece of fine sandpaper to remove the burr. It fits, but after a first test with a faster shutter speed, it is already egged out again. So, sadly, not good at all. A bit of Google foo later, I found a proper piece of hardened spring steel in that thickness, so let's try again. The mill does make some more challenged noises during the cut, so the material is clearly much harder this time. And after the first test, the blade still looks like new. I can now assemble the shutter again and give it a proper try. Seems to work. Nice. Let's see if I can make better pictures in 2024. And that's it. I hope you enjoyed this little repair project. See you next time! Also not as easy as it would seem, because the shutter has protruding elements.